This week on MLS Insider.
I get a little bit of butterflies seeing 50,000 plus people there supporting a game, and not just a regular game, so you know what it means to both sets of fans.
Mike Magee does it again!
Every year that went by, you kind of learned to accept it. And it was like, now I'm watching my brother on TV, and it's weird that that became normal.
In Gambia, everybody plays soccer all the time.
The Cascadia Cup itself, it means more than just three cities competing against each other. It's unreal.
For players, you're full of adrenaline for 90 minutes.
It's like nothing else that you can really ever experience.
The fans feed into the players feed into the fans.
You don't see it in football, you don't see it in baseball, you don't see it in basketball. You know, this is where it's at.
The Cascadia Cup is a fan-created, fan-started, fan-bought competition between Vancouver Whitecaps, Seattle Sounders, and Portland Timbers.
The history of this cup goes way back, and I think you can see that each time we play against Seattle, each time we play against Portland, the intensity of the game, the amount of people that are going to be there. I mean, it's a big deal.
We are the blue, we are the blue, we are the green, we are the green, we are the ECS, and you can hear us scream, more boy, fill the air, look for you, only the gods can understand.
The Cup was started by the three supporter groups. Up in Vancouver, it was the Southsiders. Here was the ECS. And in Portland, it was Timbers Army. And the Cup was created by pooling money and buying a cup. And that cup has traded hands depending on the total points during a season. The cup is actually with the supporters. Once we win it, it goes into our bar, into a nice glass case, you know, and it's the same down there. And I think that's very unique in sports.
Follow me, please.
I've played in England, you know, and since being in Vancouver, you know, that's one of the first few things that fans spoke to me, you know, seeing me in town, you know, they told me about the Cascadia people and what it means to them and, you know, the passion and the rivalry and how much it means to be the best club in the Cascadia region.
It's reminiscent of that kind of antagonism between two big cities that you see typically in world football over in Europe.
That's what we call a derby. A derby is local rivalry. Whenever you join a Premiership club or a club in England, you know, they will have rivalries because there's so many professional teams in England, and it's really intense. It's super, super intense. I get a little bit of butterflies seeing 50,000 plus people there supporting a game, and not just a regular game, but also a derby game. So you know what it means to both sets of fans. It's just pure adrenaline. You know, you might get a little bit of goosebumps, but you're just really fired up.
Come on, boys, eh? Come on. What more could be better, boys, eh? This is what it's about. This is what you f***ing want.
You know, he's an experienced pro, and he's been in these scenarios hundreds of times before.
Aye.
Everybody looks to him as a leader on this team.
We press high when it's on. If not, we're in our shape, we're talking, we're moving, we're defending.
It's about my experience so far I've gained from playing in derbies in England.
We will win this game, but we've got to be smart about it, right? We've got to be smart and stay in the game.
And passing on that knowledge to the team to say, right, this is what we need to do to see out this game.
The intensity in a Cascadia Cup match, you feel it, you sense it. There's a certain nervousness. There's a certain degree of higher expectation.
Play that game with such passion and commitment. You're just feeding off the energy from the fans, and that's what makes derbies so unique.
Well, here's an opportunity for Andy Rose. He's clean through. Rose! The English Rose scores for the Seattle
It's like having a third lung. You just don't know where you're getting your energy from, but it's just pure adrenaline flowing through your body that you just don't realise it.
They can get back into this. Camilo! 1-1! The Brazilian levels things up. The travelling support love it.
Hey! Good play, man.
Come down here to all the Cascadia games, and if you listen behind you, you can hear drums, you can hear shouting. That is coming from the Whitecaps. We never sit, we never keep quiet, and we support our team till the end.
Tied with the cross. It's a good one towards Camilo. Oh, it's another one. Vancouver lead by 2-1.
It's a good half. Let's dig a lot deeper now. We know we're the better team here, but we've got to go and prove it, right? We've got to go and prove it, okay? So come on. Let's go. Confidence about ourselves. How quick, guys? How quick?
I think generally with a situation like that, it's mainly down to the fans. It's the atmosphere of the fans.
Right foot it all. Nicely put away.
You know, did they say the 12th man? I think that's what generally affects derby games.
Martins into the area. Obafemi Martins wins it! 3-2! The Manneh goal scores again! The Seattle Sounders are back to win this Cascadia Cup match by 3-2 in front of 53,000 fans.
Look at the people behind us. I mean, they're just going crazy. Leading into this game, we knew that they were going to spur us on. We knew that they were going to give us the, you know, that second wind.
You know, I know it's a derby game, so it should hurt. It should hurt. You know, you should have that pride and that passion about the club you're representing. You shouldn't want to lose any game.
I mean, this is a trophy for us, you know, and this is a trophy that the fans created, a trophy that the fans want. It's something that we, for years and years, have taken pride in winning, and something we're going to push our hardest to bring home.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
We knew he had a dream. My family was so good at supporting, you know, that dream and knowing how good he was.
Yeah, we tend to think we're pretty cool, us Chicago people. There's a pretty good sense of pride, and it's a lot different than New Yorkers or, you know, people in LA. I feel like, you know, nothing against them, but to be fair, I think we're better. In Chicago, you grow up, and in club soccer, it's a lot of battles. I kind of realized every time I'll start scoring some goals, they'd either move me up a year or, you know, find a team for my team to play against that, you know, would kick us and bring us back down to earth.
We knew he had a dream from, you know, very little, that he just wanted to play soccer. That was all he ever wanted to do, and my family was so good at supporting, you know, that dream and knowing how good he was.
In 2000, Mike Magee was selected to play for the under-17 national team. He left his family in Chicago and moved to the Florida residency program at age 15.
He has this chance to go in and play for the men's national team, and you can't say, okay, we were supporting you, but, you know, don't go, we'll miss you. So it was a hard kind of reality. And it's like my only brother, my best friend. Like, you know, you have all these memories of everything that you did is with your little brother, every soccer game, Christmas, and not even those big moments, but just like playing together in the backyard, and then he's just like up and gone.
I thought I was going to be gone for about 2 years. I think the first 6 months when I was in Florida, it was very difficult, and then obviously it sinks in. You know, I just got to make another year, and then I'll be going back home, and then towards the end of that, I got drafted in New York, and then that's when it started to feel like I might never get back.
After 6 years with the Metro Stars and Red Bulls, Mike was traded to the LA Galaxy in 2009.
Every year that went by, you kind of learned to accept it. And it was like, now I'm watching my brother on TV. And it's weird that that became normal.
When he was in his off season, albeit a short period of time, we'd make up for the 9-10 months that he's on the road and be around each other all the time. But yeah, we missed him tremendously.
It's kind of crazy to look back at all the times when I was so desperate to get home, and it just never worked out, or seemed like it never would.
The Galaxy won the MLS Cup in 2011 and 2012, with Mike Magee playing a pivotal role. Even with global superstars like David Beckham and Landon Donovan, it was Magee whose clutch scoring earned him the nickname Mr. November.
Mike Magee does it again in the postseason for the Galaxy.
In Los Angeles, news shifted away from the pitch. Robbie Rogers, a former MLS All-Star who had retired earlier in the year after coming out publicly as gay, began working out with the Galaxy and pondering a comeback. But his MLS rights were owned by the Chicago Fire.
I was reading an article where Robbie Rogers had a quote saying, "I do not want to play in Chicago." Or maybe he said, "I don't want to live in Chicago," but either way, the first thing that crossed my mind was, well, damn, you know, I do want to play in Chicago. So from then on out, it kind of kept weighing on me more and more. I felt like I needed to, you know, at least speak up and see if it was a possibility.
On May 24th, the Galaxy announced a trade. Robbie Rogers would be playing in Los Angeles, and moving to Chicago in exchange was Mike Magee.
But once the trade went down, you know, I couldn't stop smiling, and, you know, to get to come home is something I've literally been waiting for 14 years.
When Mike joined the Chicago Fire, they had already played 11 MLS matches. They had won just 2 of them.
From the moment I got in the locker room, I wanted to make a point that, you know, a lot had been made about me just coming home, and, you know, I just wanted to make sure guys knew that all I really care about is winning.
Mike Magee, can he finish now? Welcome, Mike Magee.
Mike's got an edge to him, you know. Mike brought something we didn't have, like intangibles, just his passion, his personality. When he's on the field, his competitiveness. He's just got something that you can't teach.
After Magee's arrival, the Fire did not lose in their next 7 matches. And Mike scored in every one of them.
We're just a group of guys that were waiting for a spark. We've kind of had this negative cloud around us for a little bit, and, you know, he's been the spark.
I've had about 15 cousins and parents and my sister and her family, and, you know, there's people here aren't going to let me off the hook if I missed a big chance, or they're going to let me hear it if I lose a game, so I need to perform.
We've been to each one of his games so far, and I know it's incredibly special. You just can't express how elated we are as a family that the kid that always seems to be the glue to the family is here, and everybody just seems to be happy when he's around.
Online voting.
Oh man, I think it's still sinking in. Like, all of a sudden remember, like, him, like, being there in the mornings just for breakfast and giggling and talking about soccer and about life and boys and girls and just different things. Like all these memories kind of flood back in, and it's like, do I get to have that again? You know, obviously we're grown up and we each have our families, but it kind of took me back to being a little kid with him, like before he left. Who's your favorite player? It's so emotional, and it's hard to believe that I have kind of my brother back after almost half of our lives.
About 14 years ago, this kid went on an incredible journey. He left the nest of a phenomenal family to begin a life that most kids could only dream of. Even when he's been gone, he's never left his heart, and he's never left his family. We've always remained in contact with him. We've watched him grow. We watched him become a tremendous young man. He's a phenomenal guy to be around. He makes our family complete. We couldn't be happier to have Michael back home. We love you, buddy. Love you too.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
Yeah, I miss it a lot. In Gambia, it's different. We do stuff like as a group.
I don't know if you saw the game against New York when he got bumped off the ball. He went in to try and body the guy off, and I saw it coming. I stood up. I was like, no, no. He beat 3 defenders, which was amazing. And then he touched it long, and then there's a center back that was coming over, and he was running like this. and he rolled over and he was just on his back like this.
But this is Manneh on the move for the Whitecaps. He's got fresh legs. Holgerson.
And it was too funny. I have it on my phone, like saved. 1, 2, 3.
It hits him.
Oh! Body, son. Hey. He said, oh, it was funny, it was funny. And he's been in the weight room ever since then. He's trying to get stronger.
If you want to play soccer, you got to stick to it, and you got to do what you got to do to get better. I one day want to be a professional soccer player. That was the plan when I was in Gambia. In Gambia, there's lots of good players. So I think that's one motivation that I had when I was a kid. In Gambia, everybody played soccer all the time. It was easier to get mixed with friends and like have pickup games. The fields, they're not good. They're like dirt fields. They're like bumps, and there are holes in them. We get some quality balls, but not all the time. Sometimes the balls are like really not good. Yeah, I miss it a lot. Like here, people get their own stuff that they do. Like in Gambia, it's different. We do stuff like as a group. We have like a local, like a town tournament. I was lucky to be a part of it because I was like probably the youngest player in there. I was 13, so you can see the comments. Some people call me Gambian Messi. Mariama Jame. That's a common name in Gambia, Mariama. I think that's the only picture I have of her. Also pretty sad there, I can't remember. I'm still sad thinking about her. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to go and showcase my talent and show other people what I can do besides the Gambian people. They've already seen what I can do.
I went and picked him up at the airport. And so there were a couple of boys. We had 2 boys at first, him and a boy named Anwar. Yeah, they were shy. They welcome us. We feel really comfortable around them. I thought he fit in pretty quickly. He's a very kind of go with the flow kind of kid.
They wanted to help me to succeed in life. Even soccer doesn't work out for me, I can do some other stuff.
They were going to be sending him back to Gambia, and I wasn't real thrilled with that idea. We asked him, you know, if he would like to stay, and he wanted to, so then we went from there.
When are you going to start studying?
I think it was said like August.
August.
So in 2 months?
1st.
What?
August 1st. Yes.
Mom, you're killing me. You're killing me.
You've had a long break.
We're really close because that's the kind of person I am. If you do a lot for me, I give it back to you.
After he stayed with us for a while, we fell in love with him and decided to bring him into our family.
Love y'all.
Okay. Love you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. I used to do lots of tricks. That's all I used to do, but I didn't focus on it anymore.
It's exciting to work with a player with the talent that Kekuta's got. He needs to keep learning about the game. He needs to improve on that aspect of where he should be when he doesn't have the ball, where he should be when certain players are in certain positions. If he grew up in England, for example, from the age of 10, he would have been in an organised youth system, probably at a big club. And he would have learned every day where he should be tactically. But that's something that we have to teach him, and hopefully he can take on board. He came on against FC Dallas. We were 2-0 down, and that really changed the game.
And there's going to be a substitution coming here for Vancouver. We'll see 18-year-old Kekuta Manneh go in from Gambia.
I was excited, and I went in.
Premier Development League last year in Austin for the Austin Aztecs.
My first touch wasn't that great. I crossed it, it went out of bounds.
Kekuta Manneh couldn't get his foot around it.
It didn't do anything with my confidence, it was still there. And the second touch was better. And the third touch happens to be the goal. It was pretty far, but I knew definitely I was going to do something with that.
The young lad, 18-year-old Kekuta Manneh.
If you play against me, that's what you're going to get. I'm just going to run at you all day.
Manneh with pace. Got a lot to be played. Kekuta Manneh. Manneh past Woodbury. Manneh in front. And another goal. An equalizer.
I was really excited to play. And everybody was asking me, are you nervous? I was like, no, I'm not. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for all my life. Just watch me play.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
Season. Tough for Susi. Good save. And it's followed by Sam. And again doing the ball to Mike Sports.
On the next MLS Insider.
Of our 30 guys in our roster, I bet 15 are Spanish speakers.
I miss my family. I miss my city, you know. But I'm happy because I'm here, play soccer. My dream come true.